Hello folks and welcome back. I've been away for just over a week and I just can't believe how much growth the plants have put on in that short period of time. This one's going to be really planting out predominantly. You may remember the last video I'd held some brassicas back because they were quite big enough to go into the ground. Well, I'm happy to say now they've put a lot of growth on. All the onions are ready to go out, but the first job of all is going to be these little beauties here. These are the runner beans. They've already started clambering to the wires, and we've now just passed halfway in May. I'm more or less on my last frost date, so I'm going to be taking the risk and I'm going to put them out. There's one or two got them out on here, and I see they've had a little bit of a nip of frost the last week, but say I should be all right. I might put a bit of protection at the front just for a first few days until they get the roots sorted. So I'm going to be getting them out, and the other thing, as I say, sort the brassicas, but I'll bring you along as we progress. I tend to grow my beans in what they call root trainers. If I've edited the video, I'll put a little link up here for any new gardeners to explain what they actually do. But it makes it very easy for planting out, and also it trains the roots to go right the way down. I'll just show you a little close up. If you can see there, the roots have travelled right the way down and gone back up. Any roots would escape out the bottom, get what they call air pruned, nipped off, and it does actually strengthen the plant. These look a bit actually greyish brown, but that's due because the soil's really wet. I've given them a good soak in the last 24 hours. So I'm going to get these in now. The soil has got plenty of manure and humus in, so I'm expecting these beans to go off for a flyer. As I said earlier, I will put a bit of protection on the front for the first few days, just in case we do have the odd frost. So I've got the beans in now. There's 12 canes with 2 plants on each, and I've tied them in. Obviously a little bit of string up there that will help them on the way. I did mention earlier that what I was going to do is put some polycarb sheet up the front, just to give me a bit of extra protection in case we do have one or two low temperatures. But fingers crossed, that part has passed now and it's good weather to look forward to. You wouldn't believe it, would you? I just watered them and it started to rain. Never mind, as you can see I've got the polycarb sheets into place. That should give them that little bit of extra protection. I've put 2 metal loops, one at the front and back, and just put a bit of string across, hook them in place, stop any wind blowing them out. That's another job off the list. Quickly, before the rain gets any worse, if you did watch the previous video, you see that I put some of the brassicas into this little holding pen because they hadn't quite achieved the full size that I wanted. I'm very happy with the growth they've put on the last 8 to 9 days, and also the onions. They have picked up a bit as the pigeons done the damage. So rain permitting, I'll be going out into this bed very, very soon. Hi folks, you join me on a rare sunny day. I thought to take advantage of this little break of sunshine and try and get the bed done, ready for planting the parsnips. For this year again, I'll be growing them in the tank where I've used for the carrots. I'll be using the carrots in that one for this year. And at the moment, I'm going to prepare 15 conical holes in here. Usual way as I do them in the ground is just get a pole down to the base of the tank, that's it, and gradually produce the conical hole. As I said before, there's a video in detail how I grow them in the ground. I'll put a link here, and it's exactly the same for doing it in the tank here. I did have a bit of a mishap last year, if you may recall. The seedlings were allowed to dry out and I lost quite a few. Hopefully that's not going to happen this year. I have given this a good watering with the watering can, probably about 4 cans on here, so the water's soaked down fairly well, and that does when you produce this hole. It does help that it retains the shape. I do actually flatten the ridges up a bit. I've just got this old bricklaying trowel I use on here to flatten the bed and just keep opening it up like that. And once all these holes done, I just fill it with sifted compost. As I said, you'll see it in the video of my parsnips if you want to take a look at that. So I'm going to get these holes done and I'll bring you back. So I've filled all the 15 parsnip stations in there. I've used the hurdy-gurdy for the sifted soil and the funnel to fill the holes. And I've also added the protective collars on. Just a little tamp down. You can probably see there the nice and flat, ready to receive the seed. I tend to put 5 seeds in each station. Some people probably think that's a bit of an overkill, but I'd rather thin 4 out and not have the one I've sown turn up. So that's what I do. And finally, I'll give them a top dress with the covering with the sifted soil and also vermiculite and mix, and then a light spray with a very fine mist sprayer. And last but not least, I'll give the top, put Perspex top on. Now that lies on the top, but there's also an air gap underneath, which allows a flow of air, but also warms the soil up at the same time. So I'll do that and bring you back. If you do get any warm days, I'll just take the cover off. But this will stop any heavy rain showers from pounding the seeds until they actually come up. And if we do get frosty nights, I've got these foam, it's actually pipe lagging. I just stick them on the ends and it blocks the airflow gap up a bit more, so that'll give them a bit of extra protection. Last thing to do, put a label on. Well, after sowing the parsnips, the plan was to get on with the carrots. We've had a tremendous amount of rain the last 12 hours or so, really hammered down. This has had a good soaking, and looking at the levels, it's a bit low, so I'm going to top it up. I did have the hindsight when I was doing the parsnips, carry on with the hurdy-gurdy, and I've sifted, as you can see there, a fair decent bag, and I'm going to pop it in here. The plan is not to touch it today, just level it off. And I think we have got, over the upcoming bank holiday weekend, we've got a mini heat wave coming. It's going to be into the medium to high 20s. So I'll see what that happens. Anyway, I'm going to spread this over on top of the carrot tank, and that'll be then ready for sowing when the time comes. Right, you join me for what is take 2 of sowing the carrots. Thought I'd have a bit of an early start this morning, and I got all the kit out, got the camera set up, just about to start filming, and the heavens opened up. Not to worry. So as you can see, I'm doing got the grid out at the moment, just marking the little stations. This compost here is really well sifted. In fact, I've put another, I saw it in the last clip, probably another half a bag on the sifted, so there's really no need to core them out and put sifted compost in there. These will go down very, very well, hopefully. Like, that's what I did last year, and they seem to do okay. So I'm doing the grid. I think there's 117 or something in there. That's enough to last me for the year. Variety, as usual, is sweet candle. While I'm doing this, I'd just like to tell you, I just heard him there. I don't know if you can hear, there's a blue tit knocking around. As I mentioned earlier, I was away on holiday for a week, and in my greenhouse in the garden, I've got one of these cheap Blink cameras from Amazon, and there's a thing called motion detection on there. And while I was away, notice come up that the camera had been triggered, and I thought, oh, what's that inside the greenhouse? Anyway, I had a look, and there's a blue tit inside the greenhouse. Now I've got 2 or 3 nest boxes around the back, and the blue tits tend to use them every year. Well, this year they've used the one nearest the greenhouse, and what I think had happened is on the greenhouse I got, a rhino, so got double windows in with automatic vent openers, and as the temperature gets warmer, the vents open. But I think what was happened, the blue tit was out looking for insects and must have got on the greenhouse, a little gap, got into there, and as the temperature cooled, it shut him in. So I was a bit concerned, to be honest, and I left the motion detection on, and sure enough, next morning it was going off again. I could see him flying around. But luckily, we had a nice day. The sun come out, window opened, and he was off. I'm glad to say I'm still there. In fact, right behind next to the greenhouse now, them in and out about every 30 seconds. Obviously, the chicks have hatched and them feeding, so it's a happy ending after all. Right, I'm going to get these done and I'll bring you back a bit later. And there you go, it's 13 by 9, which is 117. It's a little bit windy at the moment, but I think I'm going to take the risk, and who cares if you get about 5 or 6 carrots in one hole. Right, I'm going to get that done now. Well, that's it, all done. I'm not sure how well this will show up, but give you a little insight there. You can see there's roughly 3 or 4 seeds in each hole. The soil was damp, so I've really nothing else to do. Sow the seeds. I'm just going to top each hole up now with a mix of vermiculite and sifted compost, and then now I'll put the polycarb sheet back on. So we have got some decent weather forecast over the upcoming weekend, bank holiday and that, but until that arrives, I'm going to put the covers on the top of both of these tanks and hopefully get a little bit more heat in to get the seeds kicked off. And there we have it, all done and dusted. Before we finish this one off, I'd like to take you to the peas and show you what's happening over there. I hope you can see through the net, but you see the peas seem to be going okay now, starting to hook onto the frame. But moving up to here, the second sowing I did, exactly the same peas at the same packet, using spent potato compost like I did before. Germination's been really poor. There's more weeds come up in there than peas, so I think the plan for this is I'm going to put some more peas in there, press them down, but I'll also sow another 2 gutters as a little bit of insurance policy and see how that goes. Right, that's about it for this one. Many thanks for joining me. As you can see, there's still plenty to go at. I've got the onions, they'll definitely be going out the next day, I think. Also the brassicas. Still got my tomatoes to do in the greenhouse, cucumbers and whatever, and also the hanging baskets. So as I said, there's plenty more to go at. I hope you join me in the next one, and many thanks for watching this one. Stay safe all. Bye for now.